welcome to DCU Daily. Welcome to the start of the week, everyone. We got, oh god, we have so much. Lot of funny stuff, kind of, sort of, but we'll get into it. So, Monday, got to talk about box office. Got to talk about, certain things dominating the box office, of course. And then, of course, the Golden Globes happened yesterday, so we will be talking about that. We're going to be talking about snubs and surprises and Nikki Glaser trying to be funny and failing miserably, and our thoughts on what all this means for the future of the award ceremonies, mainly for the Oscars, but obviously we will talk about that eventually. And then we have a bit of movie talk madness. We got some reviews for you guys, both from me and our special guest for today. Then a bit of MCU Weekly. We're going to be talking a little bit Black Panther, a little bit of Avengers Doomsday, as always. No leaks, but we're gonna talk about those for the time being. And then, of course, the biggest story that we have for you today is David Ellison unable to take a dang hint. The world's biggest temper tantrum for the world's saddest billionaire is finally reaching new heights, and we will be talking about it. So stay tuned for that. It's like a bad reality show. And then, of course, we have our quick hits, and then a little bit of DC news. We got stuff to celebrate in terms of the DC quick hits. And then, of course, a little bit of what did Gunn say. So all of that and more after this wonderful intro. And with that, we must get into the show proper.
It doesn't seem to matter what I do. I'm always the number two.
All right, Mr. I need to paint my abs on to get nominated. You don't see Robert Downey doing that.
You're kidding.
You're
kidding. I can't open the envelope without the...
Warner Brothers is heading back into the Matrix with a new movie in the works.
Wonder what other surprises are in store.
I want to be Bruce Wayne.
I like that. And you're gonna love me.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see chorus.
Right there.
You look ridiculous.
Well, not no more, he don't.
What, dude? I can barely understand you. Your accent's insane.
What the needs now?
Give me a hand up. Nope, I'm actually okay. Thank you very much.
Oh, wow! Wow!
I swear we need to update that intro because there's way too many old news shit in that intro to really be like, really, we're still talking. The slap happened what, like fucking 6 years ago at this point? Jesus Christ. Anyway, I am your host. Welcome to the show. Lovely to see all the familiar faces. Hope to see some new faces as time goes on, but we will be getting into that later. But we also have a Lizz for you today. So I'm not alone. I'm not alone because Dan didn't bother to show up. So
You're never
that's
alone,
okay.
Don. I'm always with you.
Yeah. In spirit, at least. In spirit.
Yes, with your spirit. That's right.
And with your spirit,
I
anyway.
thought Nikki Glaser was very funny. I thought she did a really good job. She did better than Chelsea Handler at the Critics' Choice. I will say Chelsea was, I don't know if she was like nervous or anxious, but her delivery was not good. I thought Nikki did a pretty good job.
Well, we'll see. We're going to be talking about that soon enough, but we have Enterprising. Yes, Enterprising was early and then we were late, so that's beside the point. Tony is also in the chat.
Is that anything new?
We've been pretty good the last few times I've been host. We've actually been on time, but
Good job,
usually when I'm
team.
host, we're on time. But then of course we have figure drawing. Yeah, okay, I cover all things just because like
It's his job, man. He's just doing his job.
I'm just doing my job. Anyway, and then Ema Nerd Girl, Ron, lovely to see you all in the chat. Let's get started with the most boring part that nobody really cares about, and that is Avatar dominating the box office yet again.
Yeah.
But Avatar Fire and Ash still leads the global weekend with 87 million. As
World
War, Jesus Christ. Well, it's on the mind, World War, because we're probably getting that soon enough. But, worldwide, Cume blazes to $1.23 billion. It's here, and we're queer, and we're getting used to it. So with that, the foreign haul is about $888 million for the global of 1.23. In regards to all of that, Zootopia 2 has been doing okay. They're at around $1.655 billion. But, Housemaid's also doing well
Oh,
because
that movie's so
here's
good.
I mean, when you got like Sydney Sweeney swinging her tits around, like, you're gonna make money. Like, anyone but you made money. Not well, Eden didn't make money either, and that had like a three-way in it. But it's take him or lose him. But like the housemaid actually had a marketing budget, so people actually knew
And to
about it,
be
so
fair,
people went to see it.
Eden's three-way wasn't that good. So
Um, but you have that, so that is reaching almost 200 million, so that's pretty good. And then we have an Indian film which is doing okay, so that's pretty good. Primate was doing well. It had the global debut frame at 13.4, which makes sense for a horror movie in January. And then Greenland 2, you have $12.8 million in its World War V, and then Anaconda, SpongeBob, Marty Supreme still getting their money. While Marty Supreme is slated to get to $100 million, it hasn't gotten there yet. It's only at 84.1. And then, of course, a bunch of other stuff that we don't care about. But yes, Avatar is still dominating the box office as always. So that's not a surprise. But in terms of Avatar dominating the box office, maybe not in China because they're in third place, while Zootopia 2 is killing it in China.
that was a huge
So
surprise to me to read that headline. To
yeah,
be fair, like wow,
so
good for them.
it's yeah, it's definitely good for them because it's just like I would say this is the biggest surprise of the year, but it's just like Zootopia 2 was kind of like,
I
will
mean,
this make a lot of
it was
money?
the
Will
year
it
of the
not?
snake last year, so I think that might be part of it because the snake is the big draw in this film. I honestly think that is part of it, but hey, good
Yeah,
for
because
them.
the furries had their time. Now we just need the what is it? The scalies? It's the scalies time now because now we got the reptiles up in this bitch. So yeah, I would say I'm happy for Zootopia 2. I think it's it's actually a good movie. It lives up to the first. I
Yeah,
think the first is still a
great.
little bit better, but
Yeah,
like I was skeptical on it. I was like hoping that it would be good. I'm like, I don't know, but it
it was
turned
super
out to
cute.
actually be good. And
Yeah.
that was good. Um well, I don't know. I
I mean,
think
listen,
what
I knew it
I
was
think
going to
what
make
helped it.
money. I didn't expect it to outdo Avatar in certain areas. I mean,
Exactly.
I think that's what we're talking about. That's the
That's
surprise.
what I'm saying because I expected it to make a lot of money, but I think what helped it was similar to what helped Way of Water, which was the wait. It was almost a decade of wait time for Zootopia 2. Hopefully it's not another decade for Zootopia 3. It's like fucking get rid of Frozen 3. Nobody fucking wants that shit. Just make Zootopia 3 instead. Nobody fucking cares
No,
about
because
Frozen.
Elsa's got to find a boyfriend or possible girlfriend now.
No, it
So
has to be girlfriend. It has to be hashtag gay rights, all that shit. But
we'll see what happens.
we'll see. But I'm happy for it. I'm glad it's dominating, even though it's mainly because of China. But it's just so weird that like it's like okay, at the same time they love Avatar and Fast and Furious, okay, but then they also like Zootopia. It's just the line is extreme for them of
Like I
like
said,
what they
I
like.
think the year of the snake was a big part of it, and
Yeah.
that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
The only time I want to see that is in the Wood Rocket parody. That's the only thing I care about. But it's
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't want to know what you're talking about.
anyway. But congrats to Zootopia 2 and I guess Avatar Fire and Ash because still hitting $1 billion. We'll see if if the Christmas movies this year will make $1 billion. I said in my one bold prediction that it won't, but we'll see. So we're gonna head to the next bit, which is going to be about the Golden Globes, because there was a lot of fun stuff in regards to the 2026 Golden Globes. We got some, great winners and surprises and snubs. Liz, I assume you watched it, watched the ceremony. I didn't
sure
have
did.
time. I was doing a million other things at that point, but I like was reading like a live update like article, so I was like kind of in tune. People in some servers I was in were talking about it, so I was like kind of up to date. My friend was watching it, so I just got it, but wasn't like watching because I genuinely forgot the Golden Globes was yesterday until my friend mentioned it, and I'm like, oh yeah, fuck, that's today. Oh
Yeah.
shit, right. So
Yeah, it was fairly entertaining. Again, I'm actually not a huge fan of Nikki Glaser, but I thought she did a really, really good job. I laughed at pretty much every joke that she delivered. Again, she was at least she appeared to be more comfortable and certainly more poised than Chelsea Handler did with the Critics' Choice a couple weeks prior. But yeah, it was a good time. I mean, the same typical as you're scrolling there, the same folks that we expected to win won. I don't
Yep.
think there was really any big surprises. I know a lot of people are saying Frankenstein got snubbed, but I think it might have just been the timing and the marketing. I feel wasn't that great for that film as much as it was talked about, and we talked about the 8-minute whatever standing ovation it got at the film festivals and all that. I just really don't think they did the best job of advertising for it. So therefore, I don't think a lot of people saw it. At least not enough to garner that type of attention. So
yeah.
oh well.
And then the biggest probably shock of the night was how they essentially like not snubbed Best Original Score, but snubbed it from the fucking ceremony because everyone's
Yeah.
like, what happened? And they revealed that I think a couple months prior was like, oh yeah, we're not gonna show score. We'll show the podcast winner category
Yeah,
winning,
that was
but we
weird.
won't show score. Hans Zimmer fucking called them out too. They're like, he's like, this is bullshit. Fuck you guys
Yeah.
for not doing that. Like, imagine working that hard, especially someone like Ludwig Göransson, who has done amazing, amazing work for his entire career, despite it being a rather young career, and then only for it to not be showcased at all. Yet Amy Poehler winning for some fucking podcast gets the center stage to talk about that. Like, really?
And I think it is suspect to me too, because like, of course, not that they're not popular, but the majority of the podcasts that were in that category were celebrity hosted podcasts. And it's like, but they're already in the room. I don't know. I don't think it was necessary. That should be its own separate award show if they really care about it. It was disappointing.
Yeah.
And I say that as somebody who listens to podcasts. I love Smartlist. I love seeing Sean, Will, and Jason up there, and their little bit that they had done when they presented was hilarious. It was very classic them. So I don't know, but it just wasn't the right place, I feel, for a category like that.
But yeah, I think personally, I think I just think it's just kind of BS, and it just again, but it's like it's Hollywood horse shit. Like, we shouldn't be shocked at this point. But
Yeah.
and I do think it's kind of rather suspect that okay, they probably knew who they were picking for the score when they snubbed it from the ceremony, and it's just very interesting that the movie that has gotten a lot of buzz with Sinners is a majority black African American made film, yet that's the one that gets snubbed.
I mean, that's not interesting. It's par for the
I'm just
course.
saying award shows are never going to beat the
Yeah.
allegations. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Well, 100. I mean, and I know a lot of people in the chat are talking about Sinners. Listen, gang, it was 90% African American, directed by an African American, written by an African American, scored by an African American, and it was a quote unquote scary movie. So we know historically scary
It's
movies
set
don't
up
get their
for
due in
failure,
award shows.
essentially.
And yeah, so it's unfortunately this is just the industry doing what the industry do. So
And
it's definitely a shame.
I think what Tony is talking about here, like, yeah, he was saying it won best cinematic box office
Right.
achievement, which is
Right.
essentially here you go, here you can say
Right.
you're a Golden Globe winning movie.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
just
and thanks for all the money that you put back into the industry. And I mean, Nikki commented about that too, and she was like, "Oh, good job for Sinners saving Warner Brothers for a month." You know, like, so they know what they had in that film, and they just.
I get it. Not obviously, not everything can win, and not what we personally care for. It's just like,
Sure.
oh hey, it's just history repeating itself of like a fucking Shakespeare drama with white British people winning over something that will be culturally relevant for way longer.
I mean, listen, to be fair, I agree, but Hamnet was
I've heard it's a very good movie.
For me, my feeling right now is that Marty Supreme is going to be the next Sonora, and that's going to piss me the fuck off. That's where I'm having the issue right now. So Sinners didn't get totally snubbed.
Which is a shame.
Yeah.
Because Marty Supreme is a fucking amazing movie. Like, that's one of my favorites of the year. Like, I fucking love that movie. I thought Timothée Chalamet did an amazing job.
Listen, he did do a great job, but is he the Oscars frontrunner? I don't fucking think so.
I don't know. I thought he gave a better performance than Michael B. Jordan.
Listen, he did. He absolutely did. But again, when we're talking about all of this breadth of work, you can't get pissed off because one white film got it. Now you're talking about another white film. Like, it's the same. It's you know, at least Hamnet was it made you feel something, whereas Marty Supreme was loosely based on a true story about a complete douchebag. So sorry, I just can't.
Do I prefer Sinners to win as someone who is a horror fan, as someone who really likes Ryan Coogler, who's someone who really likes Michael B. Jordan? Yes, but in terms of like what I think was the better movie, I think Marty Supreme was the better movie. And
that's completely fair. But again, what I was saying was, yes, Sinners did win a couple of things. It didn't get completely snubbed. At least it was still some part of the conversation. Whereas what was surprising for a lot of people was that Frankenstein got not a goddamn thing. So that was, you know, but it is what it is, man. I don't know.
But you know, it's neither here nor there. It's, you know, it's all just all these award shows are just, we know it's.
Well, but the big conversation now is about how these shows are kind of, you know, a setup for the Oscars. What are we going to see at the Oscars? I'm anticipating Marty Supreme to be another Honora. That's what I'm anticipating right now, because it is getting the popular vote. To be fair, Timothy was out there doing the work.
It came out the soonest as it possibly could, with 7 days left into the year, and the recency bias is definitely there. So
yeah. Well, and what's surprising to me was that, and I can't remember the fucking title of it right now, the Amanda Seyfried film, where she plays a Puritan. That one got a bunch of nominations as well.
That also,
and I'm like, it hasn't even hit theaters worldwide yet. But yet it's got all these nominations. I like things like that.
I think it was like limited or film festival circuit.
They got it in just in time, right? But I think they do themselves a disservice when they do that, because nobody's going to vote on something they haven't seen, and certainly that hasn't gotten any type of buzz or there really hasn't been much conversation yet. I think they should have waited, but they were concerned, and which rightfully so. When you put out a film in the beginning of the year, you're least likely to get any attention come award season. But I thought it was kind of annoying that they got so many nominations.
But yeah, in terms of you know, snubs and surprises, I mean, as the chat has been saying, Frankenstein was kind of shut out, but that is technically a horror movie, and as we all know, prestigious award shows don't like horror movies, so that was obviously not going to win. And then Stellan Skarsgård, you have like the whole experience, like, oh, you know, Stellan, we got to give it to Stellan Skarsgård because Stellan Skarsgård's been in the industry forever and he hasn't won anything. So I don't think Stellan Skarsgård has won an Oscar or a Golden Globe. I could be wrong.
No, nothing major. And I thought it was when he won, he was very cute, and he had said something like he thought he was too old, or like it was just really sweet. And it's like, oh, bless you, sir. So I'm glad he did, you know, get some recognition.
Yeah, and then, like, I think Hamnet winning was kind of a shock, but in hindsight, probably not as much of a shock as we think. Because I mean, look at, like, fucking Shakespeare in Love. People, they love fucking Shakespeare shit. Like, the prestigious Academy loves, "Oh, Shakespeare! Oh my god, they talk silly and they're British. Oh my god,
Did you
we
see
have to
it?
give
I
them
can't
all the
remember if you
awards."
saw it, didn't you?
No, I didn't see it. I had
Oh,
no interest. It's
it was
romance and
it
shit.
was
I don't like
very
romance
good.
movies, and I don't like Shakespeare movies, so
It's
why the
not
fuck
well,
would
it's
I
not a
watch it?
romance at all. It's not a romance film whatsoever.
That's the
Um,
vibe I got from the trailers.
and that's fair. That's totally fair. But it's actually one that you should check out because it was really touching. It was really beautiful. But I get it. I get it.
Um, I mean, my parents, mainly my dad, goes through all the because he's trying to get a one up before even the nominations are out. So he's like, because he just saw Sinners the other day, thought it was excellent. He has Marty Supreme. It was just an accident. Hamnet, Frankenstein. He has all those on his list. He's like, I'm trying to get a one up before it gets released, so I have more time to watch stuff. So, yeah, so I'm gonna maybe if he Blue Moon was another one. So maybe I'll try to watch it with him because I know a lot of people liked it. So maybe I'll try to give it a
Balloon's a quick
watch.
watch. It's a very cute performance by Ethan Hawke. Kind of a weird one for me, but yeah, it's a quick watch at
Oh
least.
yeah,
So.
he is definitely on it. He wants to make sure he's got a handle on everything because he's very strict about it. But he tried even because it was so funny watching like the substance with him because I told him multiple times I'm like, Dad, you're gonna fucking hate this movie. You're gonna hate this movie. He's like, oh, I mean, okay, I'm gonna watch it anyway. I'm like, I'll be with you. And then he's like watching the movie. He's like, okay, nothing bad. And then he reaches the last 15 minutes. He's like, yep, that makes it the worst. That makes it the worst Best Picture nominee that year.
That's
Yeah,
how I felt.
well, good because fuck Wicked. It's like you had your time. Nobody cares
Oh
about you
yeah,
now.
I
Get the
could give
fuck
a
out of
fuck
here.
that Wicked got snubbed. They should have been snubbed. I'm sorry. It's no.
I
No.
mean, everybody knows that Act 1 of Wicked is way better than Act 2. So like,
And that's how I felt. That's for damn sure. I really did not care for good. I really did not care for it at all.
I thought it was. I mean, it does improve on some things from the original, but it's like about the same for me. But again, I wasn't like fucking getting on my knees for the fucking first one either. So that's just me. But in terms of it has been some snubs and all that, like there usually is. But you know, that's neither here nor there because everyone's gonna say, "Oh, snubs, all that shit." But like, there has been some surprises. The biggest one of the biggest ones outside of Hamnet, was Wagner Moura, who famously played Death in the critically acclaimed Puss in Boots: The Last Witch. He won for The Secret Agent, which has been kind of not ramping up, but like once like award season was coming in, I'm hearing like more and more about it, and I've heard it's a very good film. Obviously, I mean, it's getting nominated and he won. So, he dedicated his award to the ones that are sticking with their values in difficult moments. So respect to him for that. I mean, they usually get on a political stance whenever they accept something. So that, I mean, not saying I disagree. I'm just saying, that's what usually happens when people accept awards. But have you seen The Secret Agent yet, Liz, or
I
no?
have not. No, I have not. But
Okay.
I'm very interested in checking it out now.
But I mean, I've really liked Wagner Moura in the few things I've seen him in. I mean, he was
Yeah.
very good in joke all you want. Puss in Boots: Last Wish was a fucking great movie, and then I thought he was also really really good in Civil War. I thought he was fantastic in that. So yeah, Secret Agent, man. Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Very true,
first
absolutely.
Brazilian to ever get the award for Best Actor in a drama, so good for him. Always lovely to see. Always lovely to see breaking records and the such. Hopefully, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, the cinematographer, I think for Sinners, was a woman," and so they're like, "Oh, she might be the first, female to win Best Cinematography at the Oscars." One can only hope, but we'll see. probably not because horror movie, but
Yep.
good for Wagner Moura. And then Paul Thomas Anderson. I mean, you were just talking about this, Liz. Paul Thomas Anderson honors Warner Brothers' Michael DeLuca after winning Best Director. So whoever Warner Brothers goes to, I think it's safe to say Michael DeLuca is definitely staying. So Paul Thomas Anderson had this to say: he single-handedly has supported me in the movies that I wanted to make. And so that's nice to see. I don't know if you have thoughts on this, Liz, but
No, yeah, I thought it was really sweet as well. The way he talked about the guy, I was just Googling because the way he talked about him made it sound like he was dead. But I know they also did lose somebody else that was a part of that production that he thanked in another acceptance speech also. So it was just really nice that he really made sure to highlight those people that really helped him out and were his champions for the film.
Yes, a very good shout out for WB this year. Shame that
Yeah.
they're doing the opposite right now because
Well,
David Ellison's fucking billionaire temper tantrum. But good old WB. But yeah, DeLuca's been in the industry for a while, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, good for him. And then here we have Nikki Glazer, and her.
I'm sorry. This shit was hilarious. They were funny. They were good jokes. Her
So
delivery was really solid.
these are the few like bits
100%. That was
we
me
got
right
in
Yep.
Sinners. We got 2 Michael B. Jordans. When I saw that, I was like, Nikki B. Jerkin. Ew,
Yep.
gross.
We all felt, John, all of us felt that way.
Okay, yeah, we don't say that though.
Yes,
like,
we do. Have you
we
been
say
on this
that
show?
like in the
Yeah, we
privacy
do.
of our own homes, and the privacy of like not international television.
I made it perfectly clear how I felt about having.
Yeah, but you're also not Nikki Glazer hosting an awards show, Liz.
She was not wrong. She said what we all were all thinking, and in front of his mother.
But hey, if Ricky Gervais made the same thing about, Amanda Seyfried, we would be having a different conversation. Anyway, here was another one. I'm Nikki Glazer, and I just like Wicked. I'm back for a sequel, just like Frankenstein. I've been pierced together by an unlicensed European surgeon, and it's good work. Okay. When does this get funny? Steve Martin and Martin Short keep proving to us.
This shit was hilarious.
Steve Martin and Martin Short keep proving to us that in this industry, you are never ever too old to still need money. Steve Martin, go see your dentist. Jesus Christ. Ariana, I would listen to you sing the phone book. Grab the one Kevin Hart's sitting on tonight. Okay, that was funny.
Her Kevin Hart jokes were great. She was really getting onto him. It was awesome.
No, Wiley, keep being the only doctor I've seen regularly for the past 35 years. Okay, now we're getting. Why were the first 2 jokes so unfunny?
No, it's the content, the context, and the delivery. You got to understand the delivery is what made it. It was good.
I understand. Anyway, George Clooney, I've always wanted to ask you this question. I know this is unprofessional, but I might not get a chance to do it. My Nespresso is becoming kind of watery, and I'm wondering if it's like a pod issue. All right, that's kind of funny. I was like, but to be fair, I'm just gonna say this, and I think some people in the chat agree with me. No, you're not going to get better than Ricky Gervais. I'm sorry. You're just not going to get.
Listen, we're not even comparing. They are on 2 completely separate levels. But again, for me, like I said, because I had just watched the Critics' Choice Awards, and now I just watched the Golden Globes.
Right.
It was Justin Handler. It was Nikki Glazer. I am not a huge fan of Nikki's comedy. I never really have been. But as far as how the 2 of them presented, she was far better than Chelsea was. Chelsea stumbled throughout, whereas Nikki, she was poised. Her jokes really hit. Again, it's context. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It's context and it's also delivery. And you're missing like the beginning and the end of like those bundles of jokes. It was multiple jokes in one thing, and she did a good job for what it was.
Right. So congrats to Nikki Glazer. Maybe who knows if we'll see her for a 3rd time? Who knows? But
probably
we shall see. But in terms of the analysis. In terms of what this, because I think it's safe to say that the Golden Globes, not always, but usually is the highest sign for what we're going to see at the Oscars. Not usually, but some of the time it's definitely, okay, this is what the Golden Globes have said. We might see this for the Oscars. And like, and with that, so Because One Battle After Another has been, even though it's not a comedy, but neither was The Martian, but here we are. But it definitely seems like One Battle After Another definitely has more competition than one would think. Because the only thing is like One Battle After Another. That's the only thing I've seen for the past like fucking say, oh, this is gonna win Best Picture. This is gonna win Best Picture. Gonna win, like PTA has been, we've been, blah blah blah. He's gonna see it eventually because he hasn't won an award yet. It's gonna be him. But hey, like Ray Fiennes hasn't won an award yet, and look how that fucking turned out. Fuck you, Adrian Brody, and your 30-minute acceptance speech. Go
Fucking
suck dicks.
thank you, John. Thank you.
So
Absolutely.
anyway, fuck you and your big ass nose. Anyway,
Well, I wasn't gonna go there, but no,
but
I truly think
motherfucker. I hate you, and I hope you. No, I'm just kidding.
I truly think
Brody gave a very good performance, but Ray Fiennes was better. Anyway,
I agree. No, I truly think if it's not going to be Hamnet, unfortunately, I think it is going to be Marty Supreme.
Here's the thing: I'll take anything over One Battle After Another. I fucking the more the longer it goes on, the more I hate that movie. Like I watched that in the theater. I fell asleep halfway through. I was so fucking bored. I'm like, this is like. To be fair, I have not really liked any Paul Thomas Anderson movie. I hated Inherent Vice. I thought Licorice Pizza was like okay. And I'm just like, Paul Thomas Anderson just makes Oscar jerk-off fests that are way too long. And I'm like, all right, I kind of just don't really care. I felt Leo was ridiculous. Benicio del Toro was always fun. I thought Chase Infinity did a really good job. Teyana Taylor was there. I have no fucking idea why she won a goddamn award for
don't get me
being there for like 2 seconds.
Don't get me started. I love Teyana.
But I know I need to see more PTA movies. My friend gave me one Punch Drunk Love for Christmas, so hopefully I will I'll watch that soon. But it's just like, I don't get it. But I mean, there might be more, there might be more competition, and it's not just clear cut as some people have made it seem for a while, where it's like, oh, One Battle After Another is definitely going to get it. Well, it did help that they did win the other award for musical or comedy. I think it's just kind of interesting how, okay, there's like maybe a little bit more, because Hamnet definitely follows the whole idea of, what the Oscars like, again, the Shakespeare vibe, all that stuff.
It was directed by a minority female, so.
And she already won. That also, there is that. Chloe Zhao did already win for Nomadland, wasn't it? So. So they're like, okay, the Asian got it. We don't have to fucking deal with diversity crap anymore. Cool, we can award it to the white man.
Well, I think after they gave every award to Everything Everywhere All at Once, they're like, that's good for 20 years, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, although I'm pretty sure half the Daniels is white, but that's beside the point. Anyway, but it's definitely. Obviously, we'll see. I'm curious to know what everyone else is saying in the comments. Do you guys think that One Battle After Another definitely is going to win it? Do you think there's more competition, or do you think something else is going to win? I have no hope for the Oscars. I think One Battle is probably going to win it because I hate it, so it's probably going to win. Because I hated Honora's existence after a while, and so that won. So, but yeah, it's whatever. But yeah, so the Golden Globes was definitely I love Leo's face right there. When you find out that your girlfriend is 26. Anyway, I'm sorry. I know those jokes are done to death, but
no, Nikki did a joke like that, and it was great.
It was
laughing?
Great. Anyway,
it was great. Nikki did a joke like that. It was great.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Somehow Brogu returned. I've missed Brogu. Brogu, we're glad to see. Hold on, we gotta get.
Hi, Brogu.
We gotta. Yeah, our boy Brogu is back, guys. Hell yeah! Now everything is right in the world. Brogu is back. I hope your brother's doing okay. Anyway, but
Oh.
the Golden Globes has been a wonderful time. Ups, downs, surprises, and snubs. Let us know your thoughts on what we I have missed you the most. We love you, Brogu. I love you, Brogu. But I don't know if anybody else loves you, but I love you.
I love Brogu.
But
I'm sorry if you have something going on with your brother.
yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna see his movie, but I'm happy that he finally got the and Grogu part in the title because he's been gypped for 3 seasons, so I'm glad he got it in the
I'm
movie
seeing
title.
it and I can't wait for it.
So anyway, now we must get into more movies, but movies we've seen. Well, I'm not saying we haven't seen any Golden Globe nominated. We saw a couple, but now we're talking about specifics in terms of what we have seen. And first, it is my turn to talk about the definitely award contender,
No.
Primate. No,
I'm
it's
gonna go have
not.
a
It's not.
snack.
Hang on, let me. So, I went to go see Primate this weekend, which it's about a monkey that goes ham and starts killing people. What more can you possibly want? If you want good hack and slash blocky horror, then love to see it. This was so fun. This was so ridiculous. Like, it's essentially what it is to anybody who knows what I'm saying. It's essentially Cujo but with a chimp. And there you go. That's essentially the movie. It's got some gnarly ass kills. It's got some like incredibly ridiculous, like over the top kills. It's got some dumb horror movie decision. It's got a decent cast. It's just a fun time. I'm not gonna act like it's like the greatest thing ever. Honestly, yeah, you're probably right. Which is, I know, right? I know. But it was still a good time. I'm pretty sure it was a guy in a suit because it definitely half the time it did not look like a real monkey. So I'm pretty sure it was a dude in a suit. But yeah, I thought it was good. Like, again, pretty much it's just like every like low budget horror. Like it's a good fun time. The dad from Coda was in it. He was he was in it for a little bit, and he did a really good job. The main final girl was good. It does have some dumb decisions here and there. As I said, it's like a good dumb decision horror movie stuff. But yeah, it's the cast of characters were fine. Like, I think most of them did a good job. And I think I overall had fun. For me, the best thing about it is probably the score. For me, that synth score, I would buy that shit on vinyl, straight up. Like, I think that score was like, when I was listening to it in the theater, and then when the credits came up, I kind of didn't want to leave because the score is easily the best thing about the movie, easily. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I thought, I think a lot of people will like this. I had a lot of people in my theater, and it had some really good practical effects. I had to close my eyes for a couple of them because it, like, even then it was like, whoa, okay, Jesus Christ. But yeah, the overall cast of characters were really good. Good gore. Good. I think it had good cinematography. Amazing score. But yeah, not really much to say about it because it's just like typical fucking nature fights back movie, So I'd give it like a 6.5 out of 10. I enjoyed it. The only reason I'm giving it that extra half is because of the score. The score, like, try to look up the score if you never see this movie, listen to the score if it's available anywhere, because that score is fucking amazing. Like, it gave me heavy John Carpenter vibes, and it was like a really gnarly synth score, and I really fucking loved it. But yeah. Also, hi Monique, nice to see you. But yeah, Primate was a hell of a time. I don't know if I would agree. I mean, the scores are a little high, but you know, I think it definitely, the pacing was not great. Like, it definitely felt longer than 90 minutes. But yeah, it was a good time. Just anything that a basic, you know, gnarly, gritty, disgusting horror movie should be. And that's what I like. It's campy, schlocky, good time. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Primate. Go see it, but maybe not in a theater. Like, when it hits, it's definitely a wait for streaming kind of movie. But I'm trying to see more movies in theaters now that I have my own car. Thanks, Lizz. And so I'm trying to, you know, now I have more freedom to see more movies. I'm gonna go see them. So, you know, hell yeah. But that's not the only movie talk madness that we are going to be talking about today.
Sure. Hi, Monique.
And also, hi, D. Cole. Nice to see you. And, you know, Liz has an appropriate shirt because it's green for Greenland. Yeah.
And there's a weapon. Also important.
Greenland 2 migration, since I was just talking for a bunch, why don't you give your thoughts on Greenland 2 migration?
You know what, gang? As much crap as I gave this, especially last week when I told you how I felt when I walked by the movie poster, it actually was decent. It was watchable. It was, I mean, entertaining, I guess is a word if you want to talk about, you know, the end of the world. I thought it was better than the first one. I feel like the pacing was really good on this. I had texted both John and Dan. My theater was full for this film. I said, I don't know what the fuck, am I in the Twilight Zone? Like, I didn't realize people had such a hard-on for the Greenland franchise.
I mean, they don't, but they do have a hard-on for Gerard Butler.
I think that's what it is, sure. I enjoyed it. Again, we find them, you know, this is 5 years after the debris from the passing comet touches land and hits the earth and changes lives forever. They have been in a bunker that is only supposed to sustain life for about 2 years, and now we're on the 5-year mark and things are starting to fall apart. Gerard's character keeps going out regularly looking for supplies in a decimated field full of radiation, and his health has deteriorated because of that. Then some more debris falls, and unfortunately their bunker just collapses completely, and they're stuck trying to figure out where they can go, and where, you know, where's the best place. So we're in the US, and they had heard that there was a massive crater created in the south of France from the first hit, and they say the crater is so deep and so large that it is able to sustain life because the radiation isn't getting into it, which is essentially what they're saying, you know, how the dinosaurs survived first couple of comet crashes. So their journey is to now take them from the US across the ocean. They first land in London, and they're trying to make their way to southern France. So believable, right? So believable. But
nobody's seen this shit for believability. Come on.
I mean,
Liz.
well, so the biggest thing for me, right, is they're talking about, oh, Europe is in chaos. Everybody's trying to grab resources from everyone else. It's extremely dangerous. You have factions of gangs, you have insurgents, you have former military, militias, and they're talking about it's impossible. There's no way you can get to this crater. There's no way you can get to this crater. It's well guarded. They're never going to let you in. There was like 2 guys with guns that were, it was really bizarre to me because they kept talking about it throughout the film, how dangerous it was, and oh, you're going to be inundated with, yet they get there and they get there. I know, like, it was just kind of lackluster for me because they just literally walked to the crater and like, yep, there's the crater, we're gonna live here now. And it was like, oh, all right. So
I also love how there's like US posters all over the place. Like here, like I'm going through all these posters. And it's like Atlanta, Dallas, Philadelphia. None of these show up in the movie.
Those should have been the posters for the first film.
Does not show up throughout any of the, like, literally the U.S. It's not even a thing. They immediately go to Europe. Like,
yeah.
What?
Absolutely, yeah. They take I guess a like, if anybody saw not Captain Phillips. What's the one I'm thinking of? I'm the Captain Now. If anyone saw that movie, they take one of those lifeboat.
You're right, Captain Phillips.
Captain Phillips. So they take one of those scuttle boats that they're in it right there, across the Atlantic Ocean, land in England. It's just,
I don't know. But here's the thing. You know what else I found
not
really
believable,
funny?
but entertaining.
You know what else I found really funny? Was Jojo Rabbit is in this movie. Roman Griffin Davis, who is also in Long Walk. If anyone who watched Long Walk, he got
through it. Holy cow.
he got screwed in that movie, but very good actor, and he did a good job here. I'm not saying he was kind of like understated. He's kind of doing like the trying to act too serious teenager. Like, I'm acting against like really good actors like Gerard Butler and Miranda Backwards. I'm like, I'm gonna be serious and like look like I'm constipated throughout the whole thing because I'm trying to be serious because I'm a teenager and I'm trying to act against major adults. Anyway, but he did a good job. Like, but the thing that I was like racking my brain throughout, and they say his age in this movie, he's 15. The kid in the first movie was like 7.
Yeah.
It's been 5 years.
Yeah.
He's 15. That's means he was 10 in the first movie.
Right.
That kid looked no older than like 6 or 7 years old. 8 years old, maybe. If we're being nice.
Yeah.
Unless like again, kids develop different ways. I understand that. But that kid did not look 10 years old to me in that movie. So I'm like, how the fuck are you so much older right now? Yeah. It also doesn't help that I think Roman Griffin Davis is like 18 now. So like he looks even older, and it's just like the math is not mathing, as the kids would say.
Well, again, a lot of things were not mathing about this film, which is also why I was so shocked that my theater was so full. But again, for what it was an entertaining, you could consider it a popcorn flick. The pacing was decent. There was a story. Again, it was just certain things that, they really built up this anticipation that they're going to have to go to battle. There's going to be a fight scene. They're going to have to, fight for their lives to get through this wall of military guys that were keeping them out of the crater. And no, they drove their bus as far up the hill as they could. Oh, the bus is stuck. We're going to have to walk. Hey, look, there's the crater. It was very anticlimactic, very lackluster. Yeah. But hey, we know there's not going to be a Greenland 3. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck else would it be about? Like, oh, it's going to be people living in the crater? Like, what?
Well, but also, anyway, we know there will not be a Greenland.
Yeah.
That's all. So, I'm not going to spoil it for anyone, but there won't be.
But I thought it was fun. I thought it was. I mean, I liked the first one more because I feel like there was more of a, like, I mean, yeah, with these disaster movies like Day After Tomorrow and all that shit, like, none of it is fucking scientifically accurate.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? It's a movie. So Neil deGrasse Tyson, you can kindly shut the fuck up about every scientifically inaccurate movie.
Well, but again, the fact that this movie was made, they did not advertise it worth a damn. Like I said, literally last week was the first time I knew this movie was coming out, and it was
released for the past few months,
and it was released in theaters this week. Well, I don't watch TV, so I think that's part of it. But like,
no,
but
I
again,
got them in theaters. Like, I went to go see movies,
I did not.
And I
didn't
saw
get
the
any of it.
Trailer in the theater.
Yeah, I didn't get it. So again, the fact that my theater was packed was just so bizarre to me, the whole thing. But hey, good for them. Good for Gerard Butler. You've got your diehard fans like Jason Statham. I hope all of your films are a wild success. So hey,
sure.
But I'm going to give it. What? I'm going to give it maybe a 5 or 6 out of 10.
Yeah, that's what I get. I give it like a 5. I'll give it like a 5.5. Like, I enjoyed it. I thought the first one, but the first one I'd give like a 7. Like I thought that was entertaining. I enjoyed it. I saw it at home. It was like a perfectly serviceable little movie. But as I said, I'm like trying to see more movies in the theater.
You don't necessarily need to go to a theater.
Yeah, wait till streaming. Like, you know, it's perfectly fine. I think this Rotten Tomato score is a little bit more accurate in terms of
that's
between the two. But yeah, good times. I thought it had like decent effects. Like I didn't think the CGI looked particularly fake in any. You're muted now.
I am. Yeah, I agree with that. I thought the effects were good.
Yeah. Yeah, good time. So next up, we have one more movie to talk about, and this is going to Liz because I have not seen this. So Liz, this is entirely up to you.
Yes, this was one that I've been waiting for. As I mentioned earlier in the show, I'm a huge fan of the Smartless podcast. Will Arnett, one of the 3 gentlemen that are in that podcast, they have been talking about this a lot. He's had some of his different actors and producers on the show, including Laura Dern, talking about this film. The film got released at the end of last year, but just made its worldwide debut this past week. It is based on a true story about a stand-up comic who was in finance, was starting to have some problems in his marriage, and then just kind of, as a way to let off some steam, went up on an open mic night. He didn't want to pay the $15 cover at the bar, so he went up on an open mic, kind of talked a little bit about what was going on with his troubled marriage, and found out that maybe he's got a knack for stand-up, and just kind of how the world unfolded around him while he was pursuing this and while he was trying to save his marriage. It's not a film for everyone, but I really, really enjoyed it. I thought Will Arnett did a really great job. He's never really been a leading man like this before. I thought he and Laura Dern had really great chemistry. It was directed by Bradley Cooper. He also stars in the film alongside Andra Day, as well as Sean Hayes, who is one of the other members of the Smartless podcast, and his husband Scotty is in it as well. It was a great ensemble. They do showcase a lot of well-known New York-based comics because it does take place in New York. Amy Sedaris is the MC at one of the comedy clubs he goes to regularly. David Tell shows up for a hot second. So they did a really nice job of kind of showcasing some up-and-coming comics. I believe one of the actresses and writers for SNL was in it as well. But Laura Dern was just fantastic. You haven't really seen her in much of a leading role kind of situation either. She's usually, just kind of an aside in an ensemble. But Will and Lorna were really great. Laura, excuse me. So yeah, it's got a lot of heart. The jokes were funny. Bradley Cooper's character is bananagrams. He's high the entire film, his character. Which makes for some interesting, just random conversation that's had between the characters. I thought the cast did a really nice job, though, and again, it's got a ton of heart. So, if you guys get a chance, if you like films like this, check out the trailer. I think you'll enjoy it, and it has a happy ending at the end of everything. So, for me, I would give it maybe a 7.5 out of 10, just because, again, I know it's not a film that's for everybody. It's certainly not like a family-friendly kind of thing. But it was a good time, and it was really nice to see Will holding his own as the lead man for one of the few times he gets to do that. So it was good. Very watchable.
Nice. I didn't realize this came out, or else I probably would have gone to see it.
Yeah.
But because I was curious about it, I like Will Arnett. I like
it's
Laura
really
Dern.
sweet. Yeah.
I like Bradley Cooper. Did you ever see Maestro?
Yes.
Was this better than Maestro?
Yeah. In my opinion, but I also think it's because I was looking forward to this, whereas Maestro was just kind of a movie I had heard about. As far as performance goes, I mean, again, Bradley's in it, but he's not in it. He's not the main guy like in Maestro. Yeah.
So his ego was like kind of knocked down a bit after he won nothing for Maestro.
I mean, maybe he directed this. He Will and Will's writing partner Mark Chappie, Mark, they call him Chappie, wrote this together. And again, it's based on a true story of a friend of Will's that he met and had kind of been like, oh, so you're in stand-up, tell me how you got into that. And that's where the story comes from. I think as a director, Bradley did a very nice job. He likes extreme close-ups, which I'm not a fan of, but that's his thing. So okay, fine. But again, Laura and Will together are so delightful. They're so sweet. It's not like what was it called, the Divorce, whatever, that one with Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver.
Marriage Story.
Marriage Story. Thank you. It's not contentious. They're not in a situation of I hate you, I hope you die. It's not that kind of thing.
It's just like falling out of love, and not in a way that's
it's literally a married couple kind of having a reset in their relationship and trying to figure out where they go from there. They have 2 young boys in it, also really cute actors, really sweet. Very, very tender film. So again, if you get a chance, it just got released last weekend. So if you get a chance to see it, I highly recommend it. Please do. And let me know how you think, what you think.
So also I did want to show this, but this, by the way, I don't know if you guys know who he is, but this is the comic it's based on. He's a British comic named John Bishop.
John Bishop.
For any Doctor Who
was
fans,
amazing.
know he
oh
was
my God.
Dan.
Yes.
In the 13th Doctor era, probably one of the better companions to come out of that
John
era,
Bishop, but he's not in the film. I wish he were. He's not. I wish he were. But John is.
But essentially, this guy became a comedian because he's like, I don't want to pay $4. In real life, it was $4, £4, and for a drink, and he's like, fuck that.
That's like, we're talking like 20 years ago at this point.
Yeah. But now we have like inflation and shit. So, you know, it's but yeah, this looked like a good time. Maybe I'll try to catch it on stream.
It's very sweet. It's very sweet.
Because I'm all set up for this upcoming week. I'm going to be seeing 28 Years Later. And I also really want to see Dead Man's Wire. That wasn't available last week.
Seeing both of those.
So maybe I'll try to see it. I don't know. Maybe I'll get my parents to see it because they like Will Arnett and Laura Dern. So
they'll enjoy it.
But good. Yeah, this was Movie Talk Madness. Now we can go to the damn music. So thank you for enjoying Movie Talk Madness. But this isn't, the ride's not over yet because we still have 2 big things in terms of the news. The next thing is, in fact, MCU Weekly. So we will be getting into that. So now we're going to be talking about Wakanda Forever because Black Panther. We're going to be going into a little bit Black Panther 3 rumored title resurfaces with filming start date, and Coleman Domingo is in talks with a Kevin Feige meeting. So we're going to be getting into that now. So apparently Total Film has unearthed a listing on the Film and Television Industry Alliance website claiming that the next Black Panther movie begins shooting in London on June 15th, 2026. The document, again, take all this with a grain of salt. The document states that the threequel is titled Shadows of Wakanda and will explore Wakanda's vulnerability after T'Challa's death, with Shuri stepping up as both warrior and leader, which isn't that what the second movie's about? But whatever. Similar to the production list, this sounds a lot like information that's been compiled from various online reports rather than actual intel from Marvel Studios, hence why I say take it with a grain of salt. Still, the start date is new, so we'll have to wait and see what happens in the months ahead. Coogler has previously stated that Black Panther 3 will be his next movie after doing Sinners. So I imagine once like the whole press Oscar stuff for Sinners is done, then he's going to go into directing, which the June start date makes sense. Liz, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think, even though this is, again, grain of salt time, but do you think even let's focus on the start date because I don't believe anything about that log line. Do you think the start date is kind of accurate, or do you think they're going to still wait a little bit longer until like at the movies of like Spider-Man and Doomsday come out to show where the trajectory will be for the future?
No, I definitely think they're going to wait a little longer. And they actually did announce at the Golden Globes that Ryan Coogler's next project is revamping the X-Files series, because apparently his mother was a huge fan of the show. So he's going to remake it. So it sounds more like that's the project he's going to be focusing on for the time being. But yeah, I know a lot of people are saying, oh, it's going to come out right after Doomsday. And I don't think so. I think, yeah, it'll be a continuation of the story possibly. But no, I don't think that timeline is accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think but I do think I don't think it makes a bit of, because to be fair, the X-Files stuff isn't going to be on TV. It's not going to be a movie, so
Right.
he could do both things. But however, you do have a point that he might be sticking with that for the time being until Marvel is like, okay, Ryan, come on up. We're going to do Black Panther 3.
Yeah.
Let's do this thing, because June does feel a bit too soon, because we've talked about how there's nothing on the release date outside of, in the near future, outside of Secret Wars, after this year, that is. So Dan stated this, but I also agree that they're probably just going to be waiting to see if like Spider-Man is an actual success, whether it's, critical audience, box office wise. They'll wait for that, and then definitely they're waiting for Avengers Doomsday and see
Yeah.
where they are, because if those maybe not bomb, but are not the runaway successes that they think they'll be, then they need to really go back to the drawing board and really figure this shit out. And I don't think they're going to be planning stuff for a while.
Well, but also Marvel's not stupid. They know what the Black Panther franchise has done for them, and they want to do it right. They want to make people happy, because they know if they fuck this up, especially introducing a new T'Challa, it's going to be a big fucking problem for them. So I don't anticipate that they're going to be, just stacking everything, all of their projects one on top of the other like that.
Right.
They want to take their time with it and do it the proper way.
Yeah. Instead of it being an assembly line, they actually, taking care of the stuff that they have. Crazy, I know. Actually, giving a shit about what you're putting out. I know. Insane. But like, we'll see where it goes from here. A big Hong Kong problem or a big honka problem? Anyway. But considering that this is interesting, so in terms of the other part about that headline that we'll be talking about, Coleman Domingo has stated that he's talked more about his Marvel future while appearing on the Golden Globes red carpet, saying that he had one beautiful meeting with Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige. The actor added, "I would love to be a part of the Marvel universe. You're talented, so why?" But I feel like I want it to be very intentional and specific on exactly what I'm doing. I don't want to just do anything. But like, kidding aside, make him live action Norman Osborn. That's what we all want to fucking see. Like, he was so good. He was so fucking good in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Like, goddamn, he would be so fucking good. Like, I understand, like, if he doesn't want to do that, understandable. But like, I would say just do whatever he wants to do and just go ham, and it'll be great. We're gonna be getting into that soon, Geeky Guy, don't worry. But yeah. But our California boy is White Panther? What are you talking about? You're talking about Ryan Gosling? Whatever they do, don't guess. Right. Oh yeah. Of course. The whole thing with like Black Panther's son in a different world. Yeah, no, we know. Anyway, not the only Black Panther news we have. Damon Idris apparently has responded to the rumors that he's set to play the MCU's new T'Challa, which honestly I think we all want to see. But he did say this: "I'm thankful to the fans. Of course it's rumors, but I love that movie and I love that world." So, he was talking about this on the red carpet. So, I mean, I would love to see it, but obviously just don't hire him purely for, purely on the grounds like, oh, because we're getting him. Do it because he would do a good job. And I do genuinely think he would do a good job. And do it like if you want to do like a T'Challa AIM story for the future after like this whole reboot, don't do it just because. But like at the same time, I do think they should recast it, because it's been too long, and I think there's enough time has passed where it's like.
Well, I also think everybody knew that it was inevitable that they would at some point. We just didn't want them to kind of do it right away and insult Chadwick like that. But I think enough time has passed, and sadly, no one wants Shuri to be the Black Panther forever. So it's time now. And
she might push for anti-vax laws in Wakanda. Oop, did I say that out loud? The world forgot. I didn't forget Letitia Wright. Anyway, but yeah, I honestly, I mean, Dan and I have talked about this in the past. Both of us have been on the knees of Damon Idris ever since we saw F1. So, you know, the man has a bright future ahead of him, whether it's in the Marvel Universe or not. I think he will do great things. So, right. So, you know, but there's also like the idea of like his family gave the okay, like, yeah, you can recast him, it's fine. And then Marvel's just like, no, we're not gonna recast him. We're gonna do all this shit so we don't. Meanwhile, his family's just like, it's fine. The audience is like, it's fine.
Yeah,
Everyone thinks it's fine. And then, but like the white people in charge are
well,
like,
again,
no, we can't recast
we get
him.
Shuri, and we don't want Shuri.
I agree, but I mean, they at the same time, I feel like they were a little bit wonky. To be fair, it was soon, but it was like at the same time a little bit wonky, and it was still like it was post pandemic. Still, even though it came out in 2022, it was still like still in that earlier time. So it's like, let's wait a bit. So I don't know. I want to. Yeah, I mean. Everyone wanted fucking M'Baku. We all wanted M'Baku as the new Black Panther. Literally, nobody wanted.
He didn't need to be the new Black Panther, but he should have been the interim rather than Shuri. But I do understand that in certain comics, she does take over temporarily. So that's fine. If you want to stick with the continuity of it, that's fine. We just don't want her forever. That's all. And that's okay.
Yeah. But of course, we will be getting into now Avengers Doomsday stuff because, of course, we have to. God, I'm so fucking sick of talking about this movie, and I got to do it for the next fucking 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, whatever it is. I can't think. 11 months. That's the thing. It's gonna be a year. It's December
until you're 90, John.
Anyway, until I'm fucking leave, but. Anyway, while speaking to the Power of X-Men podcast, legendary X-Men writer Chris Claremont praised the recent Doomsday trailer featuring Professor X, Magneto, and Cyclops before noting that Famke Janssen will also return as Jean Grey. The thing I find most wonderful about it is they're bringing back the original cast, including Famke. So, whoops, Chrissy boy, let it slip. So, keep Chris Claremont on Suicide Watch because I think Kevin Feige is gunning for his house as we speak.
We knew she was coming back. We knew. So who cares? They're not saying anything we didn't. Do you not remember the hours-long fucking director's chairs? We fucking knew this already. This is not new information. Fucking bore me to death with this crap.
Anyway. Janssen herself has been asked about potentially reprising the role on a number of occasions, but has always remained adamant that Marvel has never reached out to her.
Yeah, okay.
But anyway.
She literally brings 2 mannequins to every Comic-Con dressed up in her different outfits, her Jean Grey outfits from the film.
Right.
So, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you'd be interested. Bitch.
You have nothing else outside of X-Men.
That's the reason I didn't meet her at Comic-Con was because she brought these 2 mannequins that looked just like her and it creeped me the fuck out. And I said, no. You're being a little try hard right now. I'm not going to talk to you. So don't tell me that when Marvel comes to call and she's like, I might think about it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. She's the first one on set every day. I guarantee you that. Get out of here.
Thank you, Enterprising, for the
thanks.
Super sticker.
It's a sticker.
But yeah, Famke Janssen. It's like we all knew Chris Evans was fucking coming over. Like, oh my god, Chris Evans is coming back. It's like, yeah. We all knew he was coming back.
He just had a kid. He needs the money. Okay.
But now we get into Tessa. Speaking of Tessa Thompson, because you guys
are
talking about
coming
her
back. Yes, if Marvel calls, you're answering the phone. Come on. Yes. Of course we're back.
Talking to the players, Thompson was asked about recently being spotted in the UK and whether she filmed any scenes for Avengers Doomsday. I'm not able to confirm anything.
Which means you did.
They can't say anything, or Kevin Feige
will come to their house and shoot him in the face. Then say no. no, but you can't say no. So just you did. We know you did. Stop it.
No matter what they
Playing these
say,
games.
we're not
Playing
going to
games.
believe them. Look at Andrew Garfield. That man said no for a full fucking year that he wasn't going to
Yeah.
appear in No Way Home, and
Yeah,
nobody
and that's
believed
great.
him.
Well, still, just keep
There
saying,
no-
just
you
say
could say
no.
no, you could say maybe, you could say fucking yes, you could say I got fucked in the ass by Kevin Feige while he fucking gave me my paycheck. They're not gonna okay, we might believe that last one, but they're not gonna, nobody's gonna believe anything these guys say.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
it's just, I don't know.
I don't believe it. I don't believe any of it.
Anyway,
They're all coming
but
back.
you know,
No one's
Tessa
not
Thompson
answering that
may or
phone
may
call.
not appearing as this character nobody remembers or cares about. Anyway, so now we're gonna get into a little bit of a rumor. I didn't see this rumor, Liz. Maybe you did. I don't know. You've been kind of bobbing and weaving Doomsday stuff, which is fair. But what are your guys' thoughts on the rumor that Doomsday will be almost 4 hours long and will be divided into 5 acts?
Listen, if that's
No.
the case, fine. I don't have a problem with it if that's the case. As long as they do it right. I mean, Endgame was 3 hours and it was beautiful, and all the diehard fans like myself were like, good. It should be. Stop leaving shit out. We don't like plot holes. We like you to connect stories. We like you to connect dots. If they do that successfully, brilliant. Fan fucking tastic. I don't care.
And then of course he has to still glaze Zack Snyder, because of course he does, because
Well, yeah.
no other, remember, cinema didn't exist until Zack Snyder directed Dawn of the Dead. But you know, it's
I mean,
I don't think it'll be 4 hours. I don't think I think it'll be, if it's anything, I think it'll be 3 hours at most, again, similar.
Well,
to
because
Endgame.
they do still want that younger demographic. They do still want, you know, they want it to be family friendly, but still be a Marvel film. You really can't push the times like that. I think just very much like Endgame, I think it'll be around that time. But no, not any longer. That's just,
it'll maybe be like around like what Way of Water and Fire and
Well,
Ash are, where it's like
I mean-
3:15 maybe.
So my radio show just this morning was talking about the Golden Globes, and they were talking about how one battle after another is a really long film. When you can, what you consider right now, it's not like for what we're used to, it's not. It's pretty average as far as
Right.
the time is concerned. But the fact that regular Joe Schmoes are they take that into consideration, Marvel would be really stupid to do something like that. If they
Right.
want to put it in 2 parts, fine. But I really don't see them doing it any longer than maybe like 3 hours.
Maybe what
3:15.
they can do is they can make the film like vertical and then chop it up into 100 parts like on TikTok, but then like just put that in a theater and maybe people will actually pay attention. So tell me.
I really hate our world right now. I hate society at the moment. I hate where we're at.
Yep. Bro, I can't do another 3+ hour movie, bro.
This is what I'm saying. Nobody can make that commitment anymore. We really can't. What did I just do? Oh my God. Hold on.
You're good.
Anyway.
You're good.
Nobody,
Anyway.
nobody wants to make that time commitment, and I understand it, you know?
Yeah. So that's also another partial reason why we
all up
that, you know, it might not make $1 billion. But, you know, it's whatever. It's fine. Now we go from celebrating a franchise.
Figure drawing in the chat.
What's up?
If Marvel wanted to hire you as a casting director, would you turn down the money for the job? Or are you such an epic MCU hater that you would turn it down?
Here's the thing. It's tough to say, and it's not because of like, oh, I hate the MCU.
You know what it is? I think it's that job. The cat because if
All
you're
right.
the casting director, you get a say. You know, I feel like you would take that job.
But it's just, the thing is, I would hate working for a company that has praised a country that's actively committing genocide. So,
Fair.
you
That is
know,
fair.
that's the thing, because it's like, it's not like me hating the MCU. It's like kind of like my own morals and kind of political reasons as to why I might not accept it. If we're like talking like the basic thing of like, would I if I'm ignoring everything else, then maybe I'd do it because, you know, good money and connections would help. but unlikely. Obviously, it's a hypothetical, but it's just like it comes from like a morality point of view. Because the thing is, I would probably never want to work for a big studio, especially Disney. So, but that's just me. Um, you know, thanks, Ron. I appreciate it. At least somebody's praising me in the chat. Um, you know, I mean that's that's the bare fucking minimum.
I mean,
Why
yeah,
am I
I
being
mean,
praised for the
I would
bare
hope
minimum?
that everybody in the chat is anti-genocide. That's really not a high bar to set, but yeah. But I understand and I appreciate that for sure.
It's just like it's kind of the morality thing. It's not really it's not like a but if it's like I don't know, if we're ignoring that aspect, which we shouldn't ignore it, but maybe I would it's just because it's hard to get into. If you don't know a single person in that industry, you are fucked 6 ways from Sunday, and it's not even funny.
Yeah.
So there's that. So I think connections also good money that helps, but like even then it's just like I feel I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. I wouldn't be like okay looking at myself in the mirror if I did accept it,
We're just chatting. We're just hypothetically.
But let's not make the chat too political, and let's move on from this. But unfortunately we have to make it political because now we are moving on to the world's biggest temper tantrum from the saddest little rich boy, David Ellison. So it has been official that now Paramount has sued Warner Brothers because they want them to show their work. They want
But I thought they didn't have any money. I thought Paramount didn't have any money.
They want the long form receipt as to why they are being denied this deal despite their better deals than Netflix. So Warner Brothers has called out this meritless lawsuit that Paramount is pushing, and it's essentially just David Ellison having a big rich boy temper tantrum because he can't get what he wants. So here we are, and it's honestly hilarious, and it's just hilarious. It's just so funny. They don't exactly. They don't need to know the details. They can find out the details when we all find them out when the deal is done. What the hell is wrong? Cuz it's David Ellison is a little rich boy that never was told no, and now he can't handle that. So now he's going to daddy, he's going to the big boy in the White House, and we're going to get to that soon. He's going to everybody so that he's like, "I want my monopoly. I want to control the news cycle. I want I want to work for Big Daddy Orange Man so I can make propaganda movies for him and so that movies can die as an art form." That's essentially what all this is. So exactly, it's typical rich assholes, corrupt as hell. It's just it's Karen's. It's essentially David Ellison acting like one giant Karen. That's the sad part. But here we are talking about it, so I guess it kind of means something, maybe, sort of, not really, but yeah. You know, so updated with WBD response hit with a legal filing and an upcoming proxy fight. Warner Bros. Discovery called Paramount's proposed transaction not superior to Netflix and slammed the David Ellison company for failing to raise its offer. Despite 6 weeks and just as many press releases from Paramount's guidance, it has yet to raise the price or address the numerous and obvious deficiencies of its offer. Instead, Paramount's guidance is seeking to distract with a meritless lawsuit and attacks on a board that has delivered an unprecedented amount of shareholder value. In spite of its multiple opportunities, Paramount Skydance continues to propose a transaction with our board unanimously concluded is not superior to the merger agreement with Netflix. Stop making this happen. It's not gonna happen. That's essentially what they're saying is like, you are not raising money. You are not giving us a reason why. You're not changing stuff. You're just, you're tweaking this, tweaking that, but you're not giving us more money. We want more money. And you're not giving us something that is worth it over Netflix. it is, Paramount asking to tell the world all the reasons why they've declined their offers in painful detail. Even though this is updated with now WBD's response, Warner Brothers Discovery's response of like, hey, this is bullshit. The comments came after Paramount earlier today filed suit in Delaware Chancery Court seeking disclosure of basic information to enable Warner Bros. Discovery shareholders to make informed decision of whether or not to tender their shares. It also said it intends to nominate directors for election at the Warner Bros. Discovery 2026 annual meeting, setting up a proxy fight to derail the Netflix transaction. So essentially, it's it's essentially just being like, hey, like, come on, why are we doing this here? So, it's they're suing for Discovery for after this hostile takeover attempt, and it's just sociopester. Exactly. It's I mean, they've said, but the thing is, Dan, and you can confirm this or not, they've said this multiple times where it's like, hey, raise your fucking bid, raise your bid, raise your bid. We've said this many times, raise your bid if you want this company. And it's just like, no, we're not going to do this. We're just going to submit the same kind of bid over and over again with maybe the smallest tweaks here and there. And there you go. And that's it. When it's just like, hey, we've told you why, but like, you're not listening because you just want this monopoly.
We could partner with Cheerios, or we can partner with Honey-O's. Which one do you think we're going to fucking go with? It's like when Michael Jackson bought the Beatles rights and Paul McCartney was all upset, and Michael Jackson looked at him and was like, you could have paid more. You didn't offer any more money. You said it's not worth that to you. So I did it. Like, that's basically what it is. Just get over it. You lost, honey. You lost.
WBD wants more money to cover leaving the Netflix deal behind. And Paramount isn't raising it. So essentially what happens is Warner Brothers agreed to the Netflix deal, and the thing is, Paramount is still delivering the same deal that they've been offering prior to the Netflix deal. So essentially it's just like, okay, there's already money being sunk into this, so please let us know, please give us more money to break off the deal with Netflix in addition to the takeover bid that you've wanted. So it's just like, give us more money to reject this bid, and then at the same time do the bid that you've been trying to do. So it's just like, it's more money. It's not just, greedy assholes being greedy assholes, which, I mean, it is, but like outside of that, it's also business logistics of Zaslav being like, well, you're giving us the same money prior to the Netflix deal. You have to give us some sort of incentive to breaker this off, but you're not giving us that because you're just doing the same deal over and over again and expecting different results. Definition of insanity, everybody. But
also Netflix is the bigger name. They're gonna do more. They're gonna
Paramount has been kind of in the shitter for a while because Skydance has been backing them for years because Paramount's been on the brink of bankruptcy, and Skydance was able to acquire them because Skydance was able to acquire Paramount because they're like, what it was, like $8 billion, like not even close to what they want for Warner Brothers. I think the last bid that was publicly said was like $107.2 billion for Warner Brothers. That's definitely that's big sides of the spectrum there. So Amazon isn't interested because they already bought MGM.
Right.
But yeah, so I mean, Dan knows this stuff better than me, so there's that.
Dan, I love you, but it's not going to be short, babe. It's not going to be.
I think he meant like a YouTube short, but he's going to take advantage of the 3-minute YouTube short.
But it won't.
But Dan, the investigative reporter. But yeah, so but now unfortunately we have to get to the political side of things because this is looking like a bad time for Netflix because he's not into Netflix buying WB because he wants to stop the streamer's so-called cultural takeover. We don't want your cultural takeover, motherfucker. So like, why are you talking about this? So yeah, so now we're getting into the shady side of this deal that David Ellison is in the back pocket of Trump boy over here, and I mean, we've stated that the reason why David Ellison wants everything is because he wants the news cycle. He wants to own the news cycle. And that doesn't help when this person is in the president's back pocket. So if you thought the propaganda was bad now, then it's going to get even worse.
But what's really funny about that too is that Paramount didn't even make the Melania movie. Amazon MGM made it. So like, nobody wants this guy.
I know they
Nobody
want the Trump was like, hey, can I get like fucking Rush Hour 4? And David Ellison's like, I got you, buddy. And now they're doing Rush Hour 4 because
there's no way Trump has watched Rush Hour. It's got a black man and an Asian man in it. There's no way he has watched those films. Absolutely not.
Yeah, so let's get this guy's ugly mug off the goddamn screen. I'm sick of looking at it. So essentially, the basic idea of this is that Paramount wants Warner Brothers to show its work. That's essentially what it is. It's like, hey, show me the long form receipt, show me your work, why, and you know, they did explain that in that statement because this is an updated article from when this was initially showcased, and it says it's a meritless lawsuit because of these are the reasons why, but Paramount wants real big specifics here. So it's just yeah, it's crazy, but it's just this whole thing just gets worse and worse the more we think about it, and it's just terrible. And frankly, we don't want to see more of it, but here we are talking about it because it's still major news, unfortunately. So, but let's move into something that's a little bit better, something that's a little bit quicker, and we are going to get into the quick hits. Isn't that so much better? Because I will say this, just one more thing before we head out. I just wanted to do that. So anyway, let's move into the quick hits, Liz. Let's get that bossa nova elevator music.
Let's do.
But here we are. Oh, thank God. Sinners. Sinners leads Online Film Critics Society Award nominations. Never heard of it, but congrats.
They know what they're talking about.
Sure. Never heard of it, but cool. But Sinners and Highest to Lowest with its weird Irish jig. If I had a nickel for every predominantly black movie that had Irish jig music in it, I'd have 2 nickels.
I'm saying it doesn't make sense. It makes no sense.
But they lead the NAACP Image Award nominations. That makes sense. I've heard mixed things about Highest to Lowest, but like, let's hope Sinners takes the cake because it's Sinners, so It was really the soundtrack that threw me off for that film. The movie was thinking back on it, it was good, but that soundtrack was that was a choice. Then One Piece, the Straw Hat Pirates face off against the Baroque Works in full season 2 trailer. So
listen, I have a question on this one. I know this is quick hits. I apologize. I know nothing about One Piece. I didn't even know there was a season 1 of a live action. So guys, is this a Japanese anime about a Latino hero?
Yes.
Pirate?
Yes.
That's what this is?
Yes.
Cool. All right. I feel like I need to watch
and the One Piece anime has just
I know the anime is long as fuck.
It has just finished its first season of 1,126 episodes. So
good for y'all. Because
the thing is, the reason for that is now it's going to be a seasonal show because they're catching up to the manga, so they need time for them to like finish the manga.
Got it.
So they're like, okay, we have to take like 3-month breaks, give you like 13 episodes, and then
got it.
Cute. We have to.
I guess it's a nice problem to have. All right, I'll take it. Good for them. Good for the One Piece community.
But yeah. I've actually heard that the Netflix show is surprisingly good. Like, especially with how bad with how bad Death Note and Cowboy Bebop were for the Netflix adaptations. I've heard this is actually surprisingly decent.
Fuck, I didn't know they got adaptations either. Good gravy. Okay.
Yeah, and Death Note I heard was fucking atrocious. I heard Cowboy Bebop was even worse. But speaking of horrible things, Wonder Man. Promo reveals first look at Simon's brother Eric Williams, aka the Grim Reaper. So yeah, this recently got a new trailer, which we're not going to play because we don't want to get demonetized. But just your weekly reminder that this show exists, because Marvel kind of keeps forgetting that it does.
I'm gonna try and check it out. I didn't care for this trailer that they released though.
One Piece season live action is great, says Fiona, and also that Death Note was fucking terrible. Okay. Yeah,
But Traders has a chokehold on me right now. So once I get caught up with Traders, maybe I'll try the One Piece.
I need to catch up on so much shit. But anyway, Wonder Man, yeah. So new trailer, you can go watch it. But yeah, so we do get a little bit on.
Wait, so Ben Kingsley is supposed to be his brother?
No. He's Trevor Slattery. He's from Iron Man 3.
Yes, I know. Is he really reprising that role?
Yeah, it's that role.
Cool. Okay.
Have you not watched any of the trailers for this?
No. Just that one that I just said I don't care for. So
okay. But yeah, Trevor Slattery is coming back. And he's gonna be bigger and better than ever. But next up, Adolescence. Stephen Graham confirms he and co-creator Jack Thorne are working on a season 2. Stay tuned. I don't know what the fuck that's going to be about, but it's
probably a continuation of the story of the family, how the family is dealing with now that, spoiler alert gang, now that the son has decided he's going to plead guilty. So it's probably just the family's impact. Is the son going to get worse being in jail, being behind bars, or is the son going to get better with therapy? There are a lot of other layers and more to the story for sure.
Since I heard it was a miniseries, I thought it had a more definitive ending, but if it hasn't, then
I thought so too, but I think the fact that it was so successful and it seems to really be resonating with people, especially people with young kids right now. It's very plausible.
Owen Cooper was I did forget to talk about that. Sorry, but Owen Cooper was the youngest winner of a Golden Globe, I think.
Yes, and he won the Critics' Choice and he won the Golden Globe. But I love Stephen also won the Critics' Choice in addition to the Golden Globe as well. But I love that Stephen is just so sweet that he genuinely doesn't think anybody knows who the fuck that he is. Like, babe, I saw Snatch. I know who you are. I love Stephen. I
saw Irishman.
Exactly. I'm saying I'm just excited for him to be doing more. So
and he was also in wasn't he in the Venom movies too? That was him, right?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, he was.
I just thought he was in Snatch with our boy Jason. So it's great.
But
anyway,
but yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
Speaking of things that won, because the studio, Seth Rogen, I think won, or the studio
yes,
itself
he did.
won.
Yes.
Yeah, I got up.
Judd Apatow had a really cute little moment calling out Seth Rogen. I love the studio. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's a fun.
Yeah, I have it on my list. The thing is, there's so many shows that I'm like, oh yeah, I need to watch that, and then I immediately forget it. So people are like, oh, what shows are you gonna watch? I'm like, so the shows that I have on my list right now is I need to finish Invincible. I watched the first half of season 2. I need to finish season 2, and then I need to watch season 3. I have Pluribus. I need to watch Stranger Things season 5, The Pit, and The Studio. Those are the ones I have now. I'm sure there's more. That's just the ones I've written down. So
yeah,
I
had 85 titles on my list, and I have gotten to 28 of them. So
that's good, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so season 2 will start filming next week. Seth Rogen has confirmed, so good for him. Although, speaking of Apple TV, Apple TV Plus filming schedule update in general. So, as we said, the studio season 2 begins filming next week. Pluribus, Rhea Severin says they want to begin filming season 2 as soon as possible, but obviously shit will get in the way. And I think they said when the last episode was premiering, they started writing season 2, episode 1. So that's probably going to be a while. Then Shrinking season 3 will premiere in a couple weeks on January 28th. Then Severance, filming for season 3 will begin in April. Severance, that's added to the list. And then Your Friends and Neighbors, the John Hamm show, that will be premiering April 3rd, 2026. Ted Lasso season 4 is filming and targeting for a mid-2026 release. And we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it doesn't suck. Then Silo season 3 and 4 will film back to back. Season 3
I've never even heard of this show, let alone the fact that it's already had 2 seasons. Like what?
Yeah, my dad watches it. He said it's excellent. I believe it's the chick who died in Dead Reckoning, Mission Impossible. What's her fucking name? Not Michelle Monaghan. The chick who looks like Rebecca something.
Okay.
She's in it. I've heard she's good. I've heard the show is good. I think Tim Robbins is also in it. Okay. So yeah, heard it's a good show. Yeah. Slow Horses season 6 has wrapped filming and is targeting a fall 2026 release. I don't want to see Gary Oldman's feet, so we're gonna move on from that. Presumed Innocent season 2 is currently filming. It will shift to an anthology series with a new cast led by Rachel Brosnahan. Now I'm all of a sudden interested, so I might watch that. Then that's it. So those are all the Apple TV Plus shows that are happening. So yeah. Are you excited for any of these? Do you have these on your list?
I just added some more to my list, but yeah, I didn't put the Silo on because I still don't understand what it's about. But
it's like a post-apocalypse kind of show.
Fine, I'm putting it on the list. Fine.
Rebecca Ferguson. Thank you. I couldn't remember. I was like, Monaghan.
Okay, like, no. I do like her a lot actually. So fine.
Yeah, Dan loves Silo. But
freaking Dan.
Like, Dan watches everything, don't you know?
I know.
Anyway.
Dan, how do you have the time, quite frankly?
Diego Luna on Andor at the Golden Globes. As an actor, as a filmmaker, I get involved in projects that matter to me, that say things that I believe need to be said, and Andor was one of those. Good for him. The official new logo for John Bernthal's Punisher. Look how pretty it looks. Look how great it looks.
Oh, pretty John. Oh, baby.
Mystery Solved, Netflix's live-action Scooby-Doo series sets April filming date. Wow, can't wait to not fucking watch that garbage.
100%.
Streamer to spend to top 100 billion for first time in 2026.
That's
and
pretty
most
wild.
of it's on slop. So, yeah, that's fun. And then streamer content spent to top commercial broadcasters for first time in 2025. So yeah great.
Good
Next up. Apparently, sorry for the blurry image, but James Gunn is apparently the most watched movie director in 2025, even more than Sir President fucking Christopher fucking Nolan. What do you say to that, Dan?
Surprising no one. We couldn't get James to get off his damn phone for 30 seconds last year. Good for you, James.
More than Paul Thomas fucking Anderson in his shitty ass fucking movie with Sean Penn getting a boner for no reason. More than Quentin I Protect Child Rapist Tarantino. More than Wes fucking All I Have Is Colors Anderson. Get fucked. Except Ryan Coogler, Bong Joon-ho, Martin Scorsese, and David Fincher. I love you all. Anyway, let's move on.
Hey, Wes Anderson, fuck you.
And Christopher Nolan. We love Christopher Nolan. But Eternal Star, yeah, because remember Kit Harington was in Eternal.
This is like the oldest fucking article.
But Kit Harington has called petition to remake.
This is the oldest article.
Social media.
He literally said this like the week after the last episode aired.
It got published January 12th, 2026.
We already know how he feels about this. He said the exact same fucking thing.
Well, I mean, the thing is, Kit Harington isn't exactly relevant, so like he has to keep saying the same shit because people forget he exists.
That is
so you know. But yeah.
I do say.
But I mean, I guess so. You know, people have been rewatching his stuff. You know. But yeah. Hunter Iggy wants to know your thoughts on people bashing James Gunn for saying he related to Lex Luthor and Superman.
Isn't that why we're fans of things? Because we can find relatable things in the various characters that we worship. and watch and support.
I don't know.
Isn't that why they intrigue us? Why we hate watch things? Because we do find bits about them that relate to us and our experiences and the people around us.
But here's the
I
thing,
don't know the
Liz.
exact quote.
Here's the
I
thing,
just
Liz.
taken out of context,
Zack
but
Snyder wouldn't say that, so obviously it's wrong.
fuck anyone with the last name Snyder except for D from Twisted Sister. Fuck the rest of them.
Well, what about
And I
the guy?
think-
What about the guy who made the pretzel company? I'm sure his last name was Snyder.
I'm a rolled gold person myself. What is that called? Ring gold, whatever. Anyway,
Thanks
I
for
digress.
watching the news portion. We're gonna get into DC stuff soon, so stay tuned for a little bit of that hashtag blessed DC action.
It's another project that's been blessed from the beginning.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see
Right there.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Now you want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts.
Here we go.
Victory mine. Ask me how am I doing? I'm telling you, really, I'm doing sublime. I never wait in the stewardess line. I just go do it. I'm moving my time. Really had nothing to do with it. How am I moving? I'm moving like you want to shine. Follow my lead. Don't listen to lies. I had to put me all on the line. That's why I know that victory's mine.
I prefer Jared Leto. Hunka hunka!
Yellow, welcome to DCU Daily. We are here. We are back. We are talking DC. I am, of course, your host for today, John. And since we are under the 2-hour mark when we reach DCU Daily, obviously I am the host because, we don't spend a million years on nothing. Anyway, here's Liz. Liz, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm currently talking about my favorite pretzel in the chat because that's what the people came here for.
What are you excited to talk about today, Liz? Are you excited to talk about anything DC related today?
Not really.
Okay.
But hey, I don't get to choose the topic sometimes, and that's okay.
But here we are. But the most exciting thing, probably the most exciting thing, at least of our DC quick hits, is Batman has officially, the only Batman that matters, has officially turned 60 years old. So the Adam West show that premiered all the way back 60 years ago in 1966 has finally turned 60. And while we only have half of the dynamic duo with us today, unfortunately, that legacy of that show will always be remembered because it was the first real time that Batman was truly in the public zeitgeist and became way more popular than he had any right to be. And it's just kind of gone higher and higher from there. But remember, everyone, this is Adam West's house. We all just live in it.
Damn right.
So, Liz, do you have any proper memories of maybe catching reruns of the show, or because I know you watched the George Reeves Superman show as a kid, those reruns. So
love it. So actually, kind of related to this, I just found out now that MTV has shut down the music channel. I actually overheard in a SmartList interview that they owned Nick at Night. They had actually those same folks created Nick at Night, and that's where I would watch the George Reeves Superman. But also, sometimes every so often, you would get some Batman rerun. So yeah, if I was homesick from school, sometimes I would run into some of those when I wasn't watching Price is Right and Jerry Springer. And Maury Povich and Montel Williams. But I listen, there can't be,
all
they're
the things
delightful.
a grown child should watch.
They're colorful. But I think even though there was no technology back then, even their gadgets were still really cool. I watched Get Smart on Nick at Night. I love Get Smart. So I always loved the gadgets, the phones in the shoes and the red phone and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
So So yeah, it still stands the test of time. They still talk about Adam West on shows like Big Bang Theory. So even though it's now 60 years old, it has made a lasting impact. I mean, it was the first real superhero steady show, and it kind of started everything off. So congrats to them. It's pretty cool. What a legacy.
And as the late great legend would say, I didn't have to say I'm Batman. I walked on the set and people knew I was Batman. So that's all we have to say about that.
Yeah.
So props to the greatness of Adam. He's probably my favorite Batman because he's the only one nobody talks about enough. And so there's not annoying assholes about it. There's annoying assholes when it comes to Keaton, when it comes to Bale, when it comes to Affleck, when it comes to Pattinson. I'm like, fuck all that shit. I'm happy with my dad bod Adam West with the Biffs and the Martys.
I appreciate that you did not include George Clooney in that because he's like heavily campaigning to be the best Batman right now, which is really funny. But no, I liked all the villains the best too. I liked that Joker the best. I liked
Price was on the show. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, that Penguin. I liked all of it. The colors, the campiness. It's an entertaining show. Absolutely. If you guys have never seen it, please check it out on YouTube.
Nobody can play Adam West in a biopic. Nobody on planet Earth can ever repeat what that man did. Ever. Yes. The end. Like, oh my God. Return of the Cape Crusaders and versus William Shatner as Two-Face. Brilliant casting. That's like the greatest thing ever. God, I just like, if we just got like one more proper of those, that would have been, that would have been amazing. But I will say, the best thing about Return of the Cape Crusaders was fucking Adam West in all of his Adam West-isms, quoting The Dark Knight Returns in the most serious way possible. Brilliant. Like, unironically quote, because like the whole thing of like Return of the Cape Crusaders, for those who have not watched it, is essentially like he gets like gassed with something. I forget, like he gets tainted with something, and Batman starts becoming like the overly edgy dark Batman, but it's still Adam West. So it's just like he's just quoting all of these like much darker iterations of the character, and it's so funny and it's just amazing, and I love it. And I love Batman versus Two-Face. It's just like, I would not trust a person if they don't like Adam West Batman. The only one who can like say is like, oh, like some Gen Z fuckwad who's like, oh, it's fucking like he's fat and stupid, it was on the TV, but like they don't know anything. It's fine. But like, I mean, like genuine fans of like, oh, I don't like Batman, like Adam West Batman, I don't trust you. Get out of here. But yeah, this was great stuff. So all the love to Adam West, none to Burt Ward, because Burt Ward's a prick. Fuck that guy. But like, Adam West, we love you. We will always love you, and your legacy will never be forgotten of what you did for this character. So thank you, even though you are not here to see it. But going from the best to the worst, apparently DC's worst superhero movie, allegedly, just got a new streaming home. So apparently 2004's Catwoman, I don't know if that's the worst. It's one of the worst.
Oh, it's
maybe not the worst. Here's the thing: Quest for Peace still exists. The Flash still exists. So I don't know if it's the worst, but it's definitely up there.
It's not the best.
It's not good. But it has arrived on HBO Max. So if you want to rekindle the terribleness all over again, then by all means, go watch Catwoman on HBO Max.
It's so
Liz,
weird that
are you gonna give Catwoman a rewatch?
No, I will not. Absolutely. I don't have that kind of time to waste, John. I don't have that kind of time to waste.
The Razzie winning Catwoman, yes, thank you, Dan.
Well, someone gave her an award.
Anyway,
it's like 50 Cent talking about Ja Rule. Like, well, that was a movie. That's a movie that exists.
He's alive. That is
Wow.
a warning, a threat, and a reminder all in one. Anyway.
That's a movie that exists. Yep.
Motherfucker, the main villain's plan is makeup was in Batman 89. That was the main villain's plan. That was the whole thing with like the Joker venom or whatever the fuck. He was putting it in cosmetics. The main villain's plan was makeup in fucking Batman 89. Don't fucking come at me with it. I'm not trying to defend this shit fest, but at the same time, hypocrites. All of you. Anyway. Oh God, Catwoman. Hell no. God no. F no. I think Jalen secretly loves Catwoman. You know. The way they resurrected Halle Berry's the way they resurrected Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman in Batman
I was going to say, wasn't that similar? Yeah.
Yeah, it was the same exact thing, but people give the shitty Tim Burton's movies a fucking pass, but they give this movie shit for doing the same exact crap. I'm just saying.
Acres of movies, you throw out some really weird scenarios. I want to play like games of like would you rather with you, because John and Liz to consult for new Scooby-Doo show. What would you suggest if consulted with 150,000 per idea? That they don't make it? That's what I would that would be my first thought. Don't make it.
Make Mystery Incorporated season 3. There we go. That's what I'd do.
I would cast all the original cast from the live action movies: Freddie Prinze, Sarah Michelle, Matthew Lillard. Absolutely, that's what I would do. Just throw money at them; they'll do anything. It's fine.
Well, then maybe Rob Storms will be happy about that, because then you can go back to him and make him the highest viewed channel that you've watched this past year. Anyway, it was Velma.
It had promise, but yeah, it's a shame. They could have.
The best part about that show was Weird Al Yankovic's cameo. That was he did a voice for like 2 seconds, and that was it. Anyway, but next up, apparently this was an unused speaking of Zack Snyder, this was an unused Man of Steel poster.
Yeah,
and like. What the fuck am I looking at? What is this?
It's stupid. It's awful. There's a reason they did not use it.
This is...
Some of them are okay, but not this one.
Like, why is there a train? Why is it through a building? Why is the city on fire? What am I fucking looking at? Why is Superman just aura farming? What the fuck? Like, okay, so, like, ignoring it just makes no sense.
The question is, does Dan like this picture?
No,
Dan,
he didn't.
You
he
like
said
it?
This is like bad AI. Even he's not bending to this.
I'm shocked. Good job, Dan.
This doesn't feel real, LOL. The aura farming poster. Thank God Zack Snyder is done with DC. Thank God. It just like... That train never made it out of Smallville in the movie. Yeah, it's just like it's confusing. Why is there a train through a building? And why is Superman it makes no sense. No sense. I'm glad they didn't go with this, because this is the dumbest poster I've ever seen in my life for a movie. Because it just has nothing to do with anything. And why is it like, I get it, like it's supposed to be wreckage. Like, but like at least with the next poster, okay, this makes sense. Yeah. Like, I think it's a bit much because it's like calm down, but like, I'll give this one, at least this one makes it okay. It's in the shape of the S. There's, but it's just like, again, why is this for a Superman movie? This is like, should be like for like, I don't know, like just not a Superman movie. Like, it's just fucking way too much. It still feels
trying
feels
too hard.
Way too dark, even for Man of Steel. Like,
well, that's why
like they just took the basic idea of like, oh, Man of Steel is dark, so we're just gonna do a bunch of like fucking overly dark posters for no reason, and that's what they did. It just like it looks cool, but like again, it serves no purpose, and it's stupid. Much like the movie itself, it looks cool, and there's nothing beneath the surface. So it feels like exactly like Hellboy or something like that, or Blade, or like something like Watchmen or something like that. This just feels like mad weird. they're like, I'll say it's better than the other one, but like, it's why it's like so dark. It's like even the movie is not that. It's a dark movie, but it's not that dark. Shit. But like, I mean, I meant like literally dark. It's like you can't see anything half the time. Anyway, but yeah, what are your thoughts on these posters, Liz? Do you like them? Do you think they should have been used?
No, clearly there's a reason they weren't, and we just discussed such. No, it's a try hard poster right there. It is. It's too much.
Yeah, but yeah, it like looks cool, but it wouldn't have worked. But yeah, but speaking of scrapped posters for an actually good movie, never before seen posters for The Dark Knight Rises, and so I will say these are kind of badass. Not gonna, and they fit the tone. They like it actually makes sense because it's like Bane is breaking the bat. Like that's the whole fucking point. So it works. Forced to Fall doesn't like it actually, makes sense with the. This would have worked for Oppenheimer. Like
Yeah.
Were they like putting the idea in Christopher Nolan's head, like, hey, atom bomb, do a poster for that. Anyway, grounded in nihilism. But yeah, this looks cool.
I like the ones with Bane are pretty good, I think. I like
this
that
is reminiscent of the Batman
like
Begins poster, so I think that's a good callback. I like that a lot. This one's pretty cool. Definitely, fitting. I like this one. This one's kind of reminds me of Inception a little bit. Maybe that was the point. I don't know. But yeah, all the posters like with Bane are good, like showcasing how. And I think I like how these posters, the bomb posters, were not used because it would have teased like the ending, and so I think that would have been not great. But so I think that's better. But this one looks pretty cool. Like with that. But yeah, I think most of these are cool. Some of them are unnecessary, but like I would say some of the Bane stuff that wasn't used, that's kind of a mystery to me. But most of them are. And they're by Oleg Zatler, by the way. Some are good, some are okay, but none of these are bad. I just said Oleg Zatler. But thoughts, so general thoughts, all of them good, all of them bad, mix of both?
I mean, not all of them good, but some of them are decent enough. They're certainly better than the Man of Steel ones that we were just looking at. So, some are hit or miss, and you get what you get, and you don't get upset.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, now we move on to our final segment, our favorite segment. What did Gunn say? What did our maestro of the DCU say?
I will say I am excited for one thing that's on this list for us to talk about, and I think you know what it is. So
okay. So the first thing is that James Gunn has confirmed that they're in production and animating for Creature Commandos. So
GI Robot.
Yes, we need more GI Robot killing Nazis.
I need you know what? I'm gonna go shopping for a GI Robot t-shirt.
Yeah, so when we're done animating the new season, which is in production now. Sorry, I had my cameras in the way, so I couldn't read it. But yeah, so if anybody was excited for more Creature Commandos, it's on the way. It's probably gonna be coming out, I would assume either late this year, unlikely, or some point next year, early next year. So stay tuned for that. But yay, Creature Commandos, GI Robot with that fancy new bulky body. I just love how he's like this giant fucking robot now. Like, oh, we're on covert Black Ops missions. Meanwhile, this fucking 12-foot tall Nazi killing robot is just like, hi there. I'm gonna send Nazis back to hell.
Shirts. I'm ordering GI Robot shirts. Who wants one?
Don't waste the money on me.
Oh, Johnny, you don't want a GI Robot one?
I don't want you wasting money on me.
There's a good one that says, "Are you a Nazi?" Like
Honestly, can't wait for more Creature Commandos. Yes, same here. Hopefully they don't jip characters this time around and like actually have like a proper story. Like, don't get me wrong, Creature Commandos was good, but like it needed to be a little bit better. Although I am curious with how Rick Flag Sr. essentially becoming a villain, what that means.
Yeah.
So
are we connecting those dots, or are we just keeping them completely separate things? Storyline.
But yeah. So somebody Letterboxd did an article about James Gunn. So they had but what's life without a little optimism? James Gunn rebooted Superman with a brand new DCEU flavor, even though it's DCU, not DCEU, and it proved a soaring success as the film became the most obsessively watched of the year by Letterboxd members. That's a film logged 5 or more times by the same member. Unsurprisingly, Gunn was also the most watched director of the year, following the perennial top lister Christopher Nolan and Oscar contenders Ryan Coogler and Paul Thomas Anderson. Our most watched woman director of the year was K-pop Demon Hunters Maggie Kang, obviously, and our most watched debut director went to Companions Drew Hancock. So obviously, your boy James Gunn said, "Cool, very simple, very to the point. We appreciate that." But Krypton's Daughter did their part. They reviewed the film 6 times. God damn. Okay. Even I didn't watch it that much. I've only seen it 3 times, but damn. But Gunn commenting on his greatness. Yeah. What if Rick Flag's yeah. That's
right. I think so.
Yeah. But we'll see. But yeah, Gunn commenting on his greatness. And then finally, speaking of Creature Commandos, we have Zac Efron signed off on the image, the shirtless image that was used for like 2 seconds.
I love it.
It's hilarious. Grateful that Zac Efron signed off on letting us use this image.
So funny.
It's so ridiculous. Like, why? There he is. Oh, it's so stupid. Oh, but are you excited for Creature Commando season 2?
Yeah, dude.
Liz.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Even though we kind of didn't like the last episode, how it's like, oh, don't worry, Nina Mazursky in Water, she's definitely gonna be the best member, and then she fucking died in Water. Oopsie daisies. Well, there goes that.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I'm picking out my GI Robot t-shirt right now.
Yeah, I do like that. It's really fun. I genuinely forgot about this. Like, not gonna lie, I forgot that Zac Efron, it's like actual picture was used in the show.
I love it.
So stupid, so shameful. Anyway, but yeah, that's it, guys. That's it. There's no more DC stuff. So here we are at the end of DCU Daily and at the end of our wonderful little show. We didn't have a lot of DC stuff for you guys today. We apologize, but it's okay. We had a lot to talk about in terms of WB and Paramount and the Golden Globes and all that fun stuff. So don't worry. We're going to have more for you tomorrow. We're going to have a Tier List Tuesday for you tomorrow. So get pumped for that. We are going to be, don't worry, we're going to be here. And then obviously we're going to take our 2-day break that we have for now on. And then we're going to appear back up on Friday. So obviously, thank y'all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you know when we go live. And remember, check us out on our personal YouTube channels. For me, Geek Informant, and Cool Kids. For the Cool Kids, we are doing what to expect for the whole year. So of our most anticipated movies of the year, as well as the movies we are avoiding. So we're going to be talking about that. And of course, Liz still has her Try Not to Curse podcast, wherever you can find your podcast.
Yes,
so,
we're finally wrapping up season 2. It only took 2 years, but we're finally...
One Piece. Peasants. Kidding, of course. But thank you all for watching. Remember, do all the things, fight for justice, as Ron always says. And remember, I'll say it beforehand, fuck Jeff Snyder and fuck Tom King. So, until next time, we will see you all later.
It's another project that's been blessed from the beginning.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see
right there.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Now you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Here we go.
Victory mine. Ask me how am I doing? I'm telling you, really, I'm doing sublime. I never wait in the stewardess line. I just go do it. I'm moving my time. Really had nothing to do with it. How am I moving? I'm moving like you wanna shine. Follow my lead. Don't listen to lies. I had to put me all on the line. That's why I know that victory's mine.
I prefer Jared Leto. Hunka hunka!